recording!
Hello!
Hey everybody! It's Tim from Precarious Pixels and Bob.
Back from the grave.
Back from the grave. We have not done a show in a long time, but for good reasons.
The world is ending.
The world is ending.
Will Smith has the grenade.
Oh, we're going, okay. And the world has been taken over by vampires.
They're not vampires.
They're vampires, apparently.
They're not.
I haven't read that book. They're vampires.
They're a legend.
Yes. Actually, Will Smith is the legend.
No, the dog was the legend.
That's true. That made me sad. I was like, he's got nothing left. And then he gets in a car and tries to kill himself.
Yep, and then
spoilers for I Am Legend.
That's a good movie.
It was interesting. That was also the first time you see a poster for the Batman v Superman movie that we would get much later.
Yeah. I also think it was the first time we saw the poster for Last of Us. Basically the same poster.
Yeah.
You replace the dog with a little girl, and it's The Last of Us Part 1.
Yeah.
Joel looked a lot different.
Yeah. You mean that TV show that's coming out, right? Last of Us, a TV show?
I forgot about that.
See if they can fix some stuff that happened.
No, they won't. That's not going to be the goal of that show.
Well, who knows?
No, it's just they were like, oh, you know what? How do we make The Walking Dead without zombies? Oh, let's make it fungus.
Yeah, but also Last of Us is good in its own way.
It is, but it works really well when you're a part of the story.
Yeah,
I don't know if it works as well outside of it.
We'll see. I mean, it seems like, AMC is the Walking Dead network right now. There doesn't seem to be a lot of other zombie stuff. I mean, there's probably like a few things here and there. I know there's I think that's like Dawn of the Dead or Planet of the Dead or something like along those lines that's coming out. I think on Netflix.
You're talking the Zack Snyder movie, right?
Well, there's that Zack Snyder movie, but I think there's like another one on Netflix.
Okay. Well, that's the movie is Netflix.
Oh, is it? Oh, so he
Army of the Dead, maybe?
It could be Army of the Dead, which is based off the Romero stuff.
Yeah.
Which is what which was what Dawn of the Dead was based off of too. You know, zombies at a mall.
I feel like it filmed in Atlantic City.
The original one?
This one.
This new one? Everything shoots in Atlanta now.
No, Atlantic City.
Oh, Atlantic City. I thought you said never mind. I thought you said Atlanta.
Hotlanta.
Hotlanta. If you're looking to make some movies, go to Atlanta.
Yeah. Home of Nelly, I think.
Nelly?
Yeah. Not Furtado, the Band-Aid man.
Okay. But yeah, so it's been a while. Forgive us if we're rusty.
Yeah. Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder?
That's
okay.
the Netflix thing. And it's a zombie heist movie.
Wait a minute. Wasn't one of the Resident Evils a zombie heist movie?
Every one of the Resident Evil movies.
No, just one of them.
No, all of them. Every single one of them was about getting something important out of a place with zombies all around.
Yeah, of course. But now we have Monster Hunter, so nothing to worry about.
If you're the Chinese market, there is.
Oh, really? They don't like it?
They got real upset with the joke in the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oof.
And it's like the least offensive joke, I guess, you can make about somebody's race.
Oh.
One of the guys in the army at the beginning of the movie apparently says something to the effect of, "Do you know what types of knees these are?" And he says, "Chinese."
Wow.
And that caused it to be banned from Chinese theaters, if I remember correctly.
Wow.
Yeah. No Winnie the Pooh reference or anything.
Yeah. No. It's true.
But guess what? You know what really helps if you want to sell a movie with giant monsters in it? China.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
There's a reason we got Pacific Rim 2.
Yeah. And kaiju monsters and giant monsters in general. Love it.
Literally, if they made a movie about a giant Tom Cruise monster,
I would watch it 1,000 times.
dude,
I would watch it 100,000 times.
it would be $100 trillion movie
It would be.
with Michael Jackson songs. It's over.
Are they really big into Michael
Yes.
Jackson? All right. Way to live in the 80s? I don't know. That's weird. Okay. But, so we've been...
The ultimate movie.
So we're behind on yes. So we're behind on a lot of stuff now, news and stuff. Besides the being 1,000 announcements from Disney, Marvel, and like all that stuff, there's a million Star Wars shows coming. We've been watching. We've both finished up the Mandalorian season 2.
We did.
Yes, and it was good. Spoilers if you haven't seen it, but I don't think that anybody has not seen it that would want to see it. But
At this point, probably not.
probably not. So many good things happen in this. Like Boba Fett comes back, and it's like funny enough, the actor who played, Jango Fett and his clone. I guess it all makes sense.
Yeah. But
Aquaman's dad.
Aquaman's dad himself.
I know.
Mr. Kidman.
That's right. Get another episode with Bill Burr. Love that.
I think I saw the best quote about the Bill Burr episode, but I forgot his character's name.
Mayfield.
Mayfield had a better ex-Stormtrooper arc
Yes.
than Finn did in the entire sequel trilogy.
That is absolutely true and really sad.
And it's so good.
It is really good. I was just like, oh wow, this character actually has some depth to him.
Yeah, Bill Burr is awesome.
He is awesome. That whole Quentin Tarantino sitting across from each other at the commissary table thing, so good. Like the whole thing, just like I forget the Mandalorian's name, Jin. Just like looks over at him and he's like, "Don't." You can see like he's like, "Don't shoot this guy. Don't shoot this guy." You need to shoot that guy.
Yeah.
That guy was the creepy, like Slender Man-ish person I've ever seen. Like, just like I'm pretty sure he's English, but he sounded like he was like doing like a Southern accent, and I was just like, I know you killed Bruce Wayne's parents, but.
Oh, is it the same guy?
It is. He was, I think he was, he's that guy who killed Bruce Wayne's parents, but also he was one of the Night Kings. I think he might have been one of the actors who played one of the Night Kings. I think they used a couple different actors from Game of Thrones, but he did an awesome job.
Yeah.
Creepy. And referencing something from the games. Shout out to Inferno Squad from Battlefront.
Yeah.
And an actual game part you play in that game, the part where they burn basically a planet.
That's I think that was planned ahead of time to try and sell more of the toys because they're reprinting one of the Inferno Squad toys.
Oh, right, okay. That's cool. The story on the game was actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
And really messed up.
But what a great episode.
It was a great episode.
I think I don't think there was a single episode of that series or of that season that was meandering or pointless. Every single episode. The only one that maybe you could say it was it the second or third episode?
Which one? The
giant, the spiders.
The giants. I honestly, once it does in the beginning, but once it gets to the end part with the spiders like attacking them, I love it. That part is so insane. I was like, oh, it's Alien.
Yeah, the only thing I'm thinking is that it's just the only one of the episodes that doesn't really build towards anything bigger.
Right. It was just like, this is just a random adventure.
Yeah.
Right. It is them getting her to that planet where they meet the other Mandalorians, but it is kind of like, it doesn't really tie in to quite anything yet. I did like, so it is, I think they might have used it in one of the cartoon shows, but those spiders are from original, I forget the original artist for Star Wars for the original movies. There's a thing where I think it's like a painting of Luke basically, but not quite finished yet. And like one of those spiders like putting down those eggs, and like Luke is walking through a field of them basically, and they pretty much like pulled that like old artwork and were like, oh, we'll make this into one of the I forget if it was one of the cartoon shows or something, or one of the games, but pulling that into like the live action series is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called Baby Yoda, stop eating stuff. Whereas Baby Grogu, stop eating stuff.
Just let him eat.
He eats like it was like that was like he was eating the eggs. I was just like, stop it, stop it! What are you doing?
He's committing a genocide.
That's she has a bunch of them, but you can't eat all those eggs. You can't be eating all those eggs. There goes Jane and little Jimmy. Frog person.
Glurp.
Glurpy. Glurpy and Glurpy Jr.
Yeah.
Glurprat. Just eating them, just popping them in his mouth.
He's hungry.
Like little popcorn balls.
He's a little hungry guy. Just eats everything.
And he ate the spiders too, which I was like, oh, that's even worse. It's like eating the spiders. What are you thinking? It's like, oh, the field of these. Oh, no, this looks like a spider. Delicious. Oh, nope, bad. So bad.
How about that Ahsoka Tano episode?
I really thought she did a good job.
She did.
Everybody was like, oh, Rosario Dawson. But I was like, oh, I think Rosario Dawson's going to pull this off. And she did.
The whole episode was awesome.
It was good. Those weird... the way before they walk into the magistrate's big estate or whatever, those little cages, like, electrocuted. I was like, wow, that is harsh.
Yeah, she's a pretty mean lady.
She was. And then they brought in something that was like Grand Admiral Thrawn, and I was like, awesome. You have no idea who that is?
Yeah, he was...
Okay.
Isn't he, in... No, maybe I'm wrong. He's in the original trilogy, right?
No. He was around during that time, but he's something that they originally introduced in the novels during, like, I want to say 2000s, like early 2000s. I don't know. I don't know that series that Timothy Zahn wrote.
He's got to be in one of the games.
But he's actually I think he shows up in one of the games.
He's in Shadows of the Empire.
He's in Shadows of the Empire.
Okay, that's why.
But I think more importantly, he shows up in Rebels show, which is where it's actually like the first season's a little like okay, but then what comes later is actually a lot better. Once Vader shows up, good old James Earl Jones comes back to do Vader one more time, and this character shows up. Grand Admiral Thrawn is like works for the Empire. He's an all blue dude with red eyes. You've probably seen him.
I'm sure I've seen him somewhere.
Yeah, but the fact that he's still around is kind of cool. And I'm sure that once they do all these other TV shows, I'm sure it's going to be. He's the Thanos. He's the build up to what they're going to be. It's going to be the Avengers of Star Wars. That'll be their Infinity War. I'm not even like joking. They're probably like they're built to that. Like he'll like slowly like, oh, we're going to collect these Infinity Stones, and then we're going to have to fight him, and then travel through time and fight him again.
Maybe.
And then Captain America's going to show up with Thor's hammer. Just boom.
I hope that happens on this.
It would be amazing. Just all of a sudden, just a gate opens up like a rift in the space, and just Cap flies out and just comes and boom.
The only thing the lightsaber can't cut through. Cap shield. And apparently Mando's armor. Yeah.
But you didn't like the Spiders episode?
No, I thought it was fun. I was just saying it's the only one that didn't build.
But it didn't really build to anything. It's true. Unless Frog Lady comes back some other time.
Maybe.
All her children come back.
But you could have said that, in season 1 about the prison escape episode. And that literally built towards Bill Burr, probably one of the best scenes in the show.
So good. And like that whole episode too, where he's just like, he's like, you lived here, you believe one thing, you live there, you believe one thing, but guess what? None of those places are around anymore. It's just like that. I love that whole little dialogue where he's just talking to him. he's making jokes about, oh, it's so wet on the inside of the stormtroopers. I was like, yeah, it probably would be really hot and sweaty on those things. It's probably pretty gross.
Yeah, you could argue that he's the reason you get to see the Mandalorian's face.
Yeah. Yeah. He turned out to be a pretty decent dude. He's got some, questionable morals, but, he's not a bad guy.
Yeah, he'll come back.
Oh, he'll definitely come back.
Just like Chun-Li will be back again.
Chun-Li?
Chun-Li!
Wait.
Yeah. You didn't put it together, did you?
No.
So, the woman who's rebuilt half robot, she's hanging out with Boba Fett.
Right.
That's Chun-Li from the original Street Fighter movie.
Ming-Na Wen?
Yeah, sure.
Mulan.
Chun-Li.
Mulan.
She was Chun-Li.
Original Mulan.
In Van Damme's Street Fighter.
Really?
Yes. Also Melinda May.
Melinda May.
Mm-hmm. It's the same woman.
The Cavalry.
For me, it was just a Tuesday. That's her.
I do love that scene. But I didn't realize that was her.
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah. I know that she is... I know she's, 57 or something like that? But,
Chun-Li.
Yeah. Cavalry, Chun-Li. I didn't realize she was Chun-Li.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so crazy. But yeah, I'm glad she came back. I was like, man, they killed her character. I was like, that seems kind of like a waste. But I guess they did have a plan in place for all that.
They better bring back Timothy Olyphant's character too.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm sure he's gonna come back. I just love that. Had the original bartender from Deadwood too.
Yeah.
So good. Oh man. Now they just need to get what's his name in there.
Swearingen.
Oh, it'd be so good.
Just randomly shows up. He's
just
Thrawn now.
Well, yeah. Or oh my god, that would be. And actually, that would make sense. I mean, I think Thrawn's supposed to be a little bit older. He could probably pull it off. Actually, he'd probably be like really tall. But
Let's just put Paul Bettany in it again.
Paul Bettany. Oh, good old Paul Bettany. Oh, I just watched the movie on Amazon with him, Uncle Frank. Really good. Like a very serious, very dramatic movie, but very well done. Uncle Frank.
Check it out.
Had some good actors. Had oh man, I never remember her name, but she was in the Stephen King It movies. She played the younger the girl.
Oh, you mean fake Amy Adams?
Fake Amy Adams, which is no, not Jessica Chastain. The young version.
Fake Amy Adams.
Oh, you mean from?
She looks just like her.
Well, she did play a younger version of her in Scar.
Amy Adams should have been her in It too.
Yeah,
like
Sharp Objects.
Girl looks just like her.
It's true.
And they were like, "Oh, Jessica Chastain will do fine." No,
Jessica Chastain does a good job.
She's fine.
But she's in it. What's his name from Office Space? But that's my stapler.
Gary Cole.
Yeah.
Oh, Milton Wadhams.
Yep. He's in it. He plays like
Stephen Root.
Yeah, Stephen Root. He plays a drunken guy, and oh man, I forget. But it's got a lot of good actors in it. Definitely worth checking out. But so. Mandalorian.
Watch Mandalorian.
Watch Mandalorian, of course, for the end part where you think they're gonna have this crazy fight with all the Dark Troopers, and then good old Luke Skywalker shows up.
Yeah.
Good old Luke. He's like, "Hey guys." I just want to be like after he left and the elevator goes down and they all just be like, "Was that Luke Skywalker? I heard that dude blew up the Death Star. Why didn't he just leave? We could have talked to him for a while. He didn't have to go."
No, you had to go. You had to train Grogu.
Yeah, he was just like, "Hey, I'm just gonna leave. Me and Archie we're checking out. See you guys. Clean up this mess. It's awful."
Nobody talks about the best cameo. You're right, R2.
Yeah, that was the best part. When R2 came out, I was like, yeah, because of course R2. Then R2 brings out like a little stick and beats Grogu in the head with it. It's like, I met another one of you. He tried to steal my stuff. We had to fight, and he beat me with a stick. Payback.
If only.
If only. But yeah, that was great. I'm glad Mark Hamill actually came out, and nobody knew. Like, that was the bigger thing.
Well,
like,
I don't know why they
such a-
bothered to have him there. They could have just done the recording, because
yeah. But you know what? It's cool to probably have him on set.
maybe just make him look super old for no reason, because that CG wasn't great.
Like when he first takes off the hood, I was like, okay, that's him. And then they go in for that close up, and I'm just like, ooh. I mean, I can still see it there, but they need to maybe spend a little bit more time on it. But then, even like, I think it's just because everybody knows his face so well. Even Tarkin in
Rogue One.
In Rogue One, like, there's something about it. I mean, I hadn't even seen that actor in forever, and I'm just like, oh, there's something in him that just looks off. I mean, it didn't look bad, but it just looks off.
No, this was way worse.
This was way worse.
Because they don't have the budget,
Yeah.
But they should.
Which I was just like, why aren't you throwing, like, all the money into this?
They should just make this the future.
Yeah.
And just get rid of any perceived sequels.
They are kind of rewriting the sequels a little bit. Because I feel like that was, like, almost like a dig. Because it's like, this is what we wanted Luke Skywalker to do in Last Jedi. Was not show up as, like, a hologram. But actually show up and kick the crap out of everybody.
Yeah, well.
They're like,
wrecked.
Yeah. It's like these noobs. All these noobs are done. Think you're bad.
Cal Kestis could still show up.
Sure. Or they could, you know what? I'm surprised they haven't, like, done... Or maybe they're just keeping him for the games.
Could be.
I mean, they could do another, like, series. Like, they have, like, 20 other series. He could show up in one of those.
Yeah.
Searching for little Jedis.
He'd be older now, though. In this one.
Not too much older, though. Because it's 5 years after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, but the oh, well, I guess it's close. The episode, or that one, he was a kid when Order 66 happens. He's like 13. Right. And he's not much older.
Right.
So, it would have to be much older in this. That's probably why they didn't have him be him.
True. But then he does face Vader at one point.
Yeah, well,
right.
It's like 5 years or 6 years.
So, he could be. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You can stick him in there. It'll be fine. Alright, so you saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Something really good.
Yeah.
And then, big announcement, Christmas Day, we're getting Wonder Woman 1984. Amazing.
Not just that. Like, Warner Brothers' announcement that's attached to that is insane.
They're walking that back in such a big way. Their announcement was basically all their movies are going to do this. It's going to be theatrical and HBO Max.
So basically, it's going to be HBO Max.
Right. And when they put Dune on there, I was like, that's a big thing. Like, to have Dune on there. And I'm really excited for that movie. It looks so good.
Yeah.
And actually, that is a movie I would go to the theaters to see. Like, I don't want to see that in home video. Or, whatever. Streaming. I want to go to the theater and be and like in the whole like surround sound everything. I can't watch I don't know.
Yeah,
a blocky streaming version.
But what happened with the one that they released first?
Oh man,
because I feel like somebody else major did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, we have this great movie, we're going to premiere it first. And then it came out, and people were like, whoa, no. Only they charged more.
Oh, was that, you mean Mulan? Which, so I've watched the first 20 minutes of that movie. I don't know. It was just not for me. It was just like, oh, maybe this is for kids or whatever. It was not hooking me in. Not to say it was bad or anything. I didn't watch the whole thing, so I can't really make a judgment, but, can't beat that original Mulan.
So then, Wonder Woman came out. Alright. So we watched it.
Yes.
How would you break down your opinion on this movie? Do you want to start out with, like, the progression of the movie?
Okay. Alright, we'll start with the progression.
Okay.
First part. Boom, you're on the island. She's a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing, like, the contest of
the
champions,
Amazon. We'll call it.
Champions, Amazons, or whatever.
Nerds.
Which is, yes. Which is a throwback to one of the original things that was from Wonder Woman. Was she disguised herself and got into this contest to see who was going to take Steve Trevor back to the United States, and that was like the original thing from the comics, and that was happening during World War II. And they had this like contest where they do all these crazy things, and whoever wins does it.
Not what happens here.
Not what happens here. This is kind of a reference to that, but it's more just, I guess, a general contest that they have going on. Looks okay, fun. They're doing like crazy gymnastics, rope riding, Cirque du Soleil stuff.
Being wizards.
It's awesome.
They shoot bows.
That's right. Fighting like legends, all that stuff. And Diana's kind of winning. And then
she's also like 10 years younger than
10 years younger than everybody. Obviously, everybody's just like, well, obviously, because she's part god. But nobody kind of says that to her.
But aren't they all?
Well, I think it's like a different thing. It's like there's the Amazons, and then she's part Amazon, part Zeus.
Have they said that in the movies?
Yeah.
No, I must have missed it.
In the first movie. That's like the whole thing. It's like, oh, you're not, your mother didn't make you from clay. Your mom was Zeus.
I don't remember any of that.
Yeah.
I remember her running on a battlefield, throwing a shield.
Yeah.
And I remember the one bad guy wasn't the bad guy.
Yes.
The end.
Professor Lupin was the bad guy.
Yeah. Professor Lupin.
Professor Lupin was the bad guy.
Was he in that too?
Yeah. He gets around, man. He does a lot of stuff. But, yeah, like in this... Well, whatever. So she ends up, like, kind of cheating at one point.
Because she hits her head.
Yeah, she gets knocked off her horse.
Is it really cheating?
That was because she doesn't hit the marker. And you have to hit all the markers. I think that was kind of like the thing.
Glad they explained the rules.
I know. I didn't... It was like, is the rules that she had to hit the marker? But obviously they knew it because the little banners are getting lowered, and her little banner didn't get lowered. And then the Princess Bride smacks her down and was like...
Smacks her or choke slams her?
Like hardcore.
Like the Undertaker.
It's like, isn't she kind of like the Queen's daughter? Isn't that the princess that you just slammed her to the ground? Cool. Her mom's not going to be upset about that. Good parenting.
I love that you call her the Princess Bride.
Am I wrong?
House of Cards.
House of Cards. And a million other things.
And then her mom, of course, Basic. Because I think that's the only movie I've ever seen her from other than...
Gladiator.
Was she in Gladiator too, the mom?
I'm pretty sure she was in Gladiator.
She was in Basic.
Okay.
With John Travolta and Sam Jackson.
As she should be. But yeah, and then we get this lesson from her saying, no, it's like, you have to do things fairly. Which you think, oh, maybe this is the theme of the movie about fair play.
Is it?
And not cheating. I don't know if that's so much the theme of this movie.
I feel like it's not.
Yeah.
Maybe that's like a little thing they throw in at the end.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Kind of, but not really. So then it's just like, doing a whole like the mall thing where she's saving people but they don't see her kind of thing, and then
how do they not see her?
Which I'm just like, she's moving fast, but she's not moving that fast.
She's like winking at kids. She goes like shh.
She's like shh,
tying people up. It's a
She's
well-lit mall in the daytime.
I'm just like, I'd be like, there's 100 people here. All of them have seen you.
It's a mall in the 80s.
Yeah. And love there's like a Walden Books in the background.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of stores. I was like, oh yeah, that. I think there's a Radio Shack.
I think it was trying to be Captain Marvel there, with like the Blockbuster thing, where they were like, look at these closed places.
Yeah. But yeah, and it felt like, and somebody had referenced this, and I'm pretty sure that she was probably trying to do a little bit of the Dick Donner Superman sequence from the original Superman movie with Christopher Reeves, where it's like Superman's, running around saving people, saving cats from trees and all that stuff. But but people saw him.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Yeah.
The only reason I can think of is that she felt that she needed this segment in the movie, Patty Jenkins.
Right.
And they couldn't have her be prevalent because she's not known 30 years from then.
Right. Which I'm just like, I get it why they had to do that, because it's like, oh, I knocked out all the cameras and all that stuff.
Why even have that scene?
I don't know.
But this literally could have done it any other way. Like, have it happen at night at the mall.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to worry about that.
Or, yeah. But I could see they're trying to do a little bit of a lighter thing, like they did in Aquaman.
Were they?
Trying to brighten it up a little bit. Her costume, she's not wearing, like, it's not like dark colors anymore. It's all neon.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's not the weirdest thing.
No, it's not.
I give up why they thought this was a good idea. So, and also it kind of steps on, they could have made the whole thing with Cheetah more of a thing, but no. Like,
I don't even know what Cheetah's story was.
I can't even get, like, that was the whole thing. It was like, they really kind of shoehorned her in here. They could have done a better thing, like, oh, they're friends, but then she gets offered a power. Like, it could have been like that. It could have been, instead of making it like, oh, it's a giant world thing, which nobody realizes happens in Justice League. Oh, there's a woman who we all saw in our heads. I'm jumping way to the end. Who told us the truth.
No, it didn't happen.
Like, there's so much stuff. I'm just like, okay, nobody knew who Wonder Woman was.
Nope.
Yeah, that stuff. I'm just like, okay.
Hey, here's a good one for you.
Right.
Who's the bad guy?
That is a good question. I don't know.
Is there a villain of this movie? Can we agree?
Right.
That the villain of this movie is a rock?
It is. And also randomly referencing, like, that, the whole part where they reference, like, they go to that guy's store and it's like, hey, let me explain where this evil god, like, about this evil god. I'm just like, oh, is that evil god gonna show up? And is she gonna have to fight the evil god? No, none of that. Like, it makes, like, and it's not even like a reference to, I don't remember that character ever being a Wonder Woman villain precisely. Maybe it is.
Who's a Wonder Woman villain? Cheetah.
But let's step all over that, because it doesn't matter.
Did Cheetah even do anything that she needs to be redeemed for? I guess fighting some guards at the White House?
At the White House, kind of that, but I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that they kind of, like, drop the ball on, and narratively, and I'm just like, if I was, like, a little kid, this would be a fun movie, I guess, but also the way they bring back Steve Trevor is probably the most messed up thing I've ever seen, because there's implied, like, they wake up in bed together, and it is, Steve Trevor is in, his spirit's in the body of somebody else, so he's possessing somebody else, can't give consent to be like, hey, I'd like to spend the night with Wonder Woman, but I'd like to be asked that, and, like, just, like, putting his, basically him in danger, like, following around, shooting machine guns at people and flying jets, which, I'm sorry, you fly a plane during World War I is not the same as flying a fighter jet in 1984.
No, it's the same. 70 years changes nothing in technology.
No, I'm sorry. Unless his brain was downloaded with everything that he needs to know, there is no way. I get why they wanted to do the old invisible jet thing, but I'm just like, do we need it that bad that you... And no plane flies from Washington, D.C. to Africa. They're in Egypt on one tank of fuel. That, no way.
Can I have to be a little honest here.
Okay.
At some point, I fell asleep.
Okay, so
I woke up when they were, for some reason, in a tank battle.
Oh, then you missed the guy wishing a giant wall. Which I'm just like, okay, you can wish a giant wall, but you can't bring back the Steve Trevor in his own body. But you can make a giant wall in Egypt.
No, that's the monkey's paw.
Yes.
I saw the explanation.
Oh, yeah.
Where they rip off the story of the monkey's paw.
Oh, it is definitely the monkey's paw. The weirdest thing of it. I mean, there are aspects of that I kind of like. The aspect of that Max Lord gets, like, they get whatever they wanted, but he gets to take something from them. I kind of like that aspect.
What did he take from any of them?
Well, no, it's
just power.
Well, some of that, and also, like, that was the thing that didn't make sense either. They didn't really follow through with it. Like, when he wishes that wall, do you see the part where he gets the wall?
No, I was definitely asleep.
Okay, so that guy,
Sorry.
he went there to basically...
What guy?
Max Lord, I'm sorry.
Okay, so the Mandalorian is his legal name.
The Mandalorian, I'm sorry. The Mandalorian goes...
I know you don't want to connect them.
Oh, I do.
No, you don't.
Oh, I don't, but I do. So the Mandalorian goes and visits this guy in Egypt who's like making money off these oil fields. And he's like, "Oh, I'm going to take your oil fields." It's like, and you get your wall to split off whatever like the land that you lost from your people, like your heritage or whatever. Like he like lost that in some way. I forget exactly what. I'm trying to forget most of this movie, but he was just like, "Oh, I'll take your oil fields," and he was like, "Oh, I already got rid of my oil fields; they're not mine anymore." And then so he's like, "Okay, for your monkey's paw thing, I'm going to take your security force," and that's why he gets like the tanks and stuff like that. Like he took his guards, and so those men no longer are loyal to him; they just like walk away from him. But they don't really follow through on that, and the fact that everybody gets one wish, but why does Cheetah get to turn into a cat person? Like, she's already taken Diana's powers. Why does she also get cat people powers?
She doesn't need to keep them. She gives it up later for no reason.
Yeah. Like, it's just... I honestly think you could have taken the Max Lord part of this out and made the story more about her relationship with Barbara, and maybe that she's not in the world. Make the stone something like it gives you cheetah powers.
It holds a radioactive cheetah inside.
Yeah, she gets bit by a radioactive cheetah, whatever it is. I think it actually is like a magic potion or something. I forget what the modern cheetah, or she's genetically modifies herself or something like that.
No,
comic book science.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Could every nerd in a movie ever drop a briefcase filled with papers?
There's so many cliches. Oh wait, but you know what? She takes her glasses off and, pulls down her shirt and skirt. It's like, just pulls it off the shoulders. Oh wow, she's hot. I didn't realize that. Yeah. Wow.
And the same outfit as yesterday.
Same outfit.
Like they didn't even change the outfit.
Yeah, I was just like, really? And now she can walk perfectly in heels, and like, I was just like, these are weirdly old movie cliches that don't really fit. Oh, and when he goes into the president's office, it's like, oh, that thing that's perfect for the thing in the plot is just sitting in your office. Like, oh, these satellites, I'm going to take these satellites. You get more nuclear missiles.
Yep, let's Watchmen this story.
I was just like, really? What? Why? There's so many bad things. And
I have a theory.
Okay.
All right. Now, bear with me, because it's probably not real.
Right.
But this is my theory. I think Patty Jenkins made Wonder Woman 1. She was like, I'm so darn proud of this. Mm-hmm. I'm happy with this movie.
Right.
And she's like, I'm done with this. And then I think Warner Brothers said, hey, you know what? We want you to make another one. And she's like, no, I don't want to do that. And then I think they just said, no, you're making another one. We're going to announce that you're making it. And I think they did. Mm-hmm. And she was like, oh, come on, dude. I have to make another one. Okay, so I'll make another one, but I'm going to make it so bad that they don't ask me to do this a third time. And bear with me.
Okay.
Bear with me. So she makes this bad movie.
Right.
Right? And it comes out. And Warner Bros. Is like, wow, that's not so good. You know what? We got this. All right. The reviews are not looking great. So here's how we're going to resolve this. we're going to say in advance, we're so proud of this movie. We're making a third one, and Patty Jenkins is back.
Right.
And she's like, wait, what? And I think that's where we are now.
Well, right now is because Patty Jenkins was also part of the Star Wars announcements.
Yeah.
So she's making a Rogue Squadron movie first, and then she'll probably make another Wonder Woman movie. And I'm just like...
Do you think do they have one of her family members kidnapped? Do you think we should call the cops?
No, she got all the money for this. And
yeah, that's but I'm sure she didn't get zero money for Rogue Squadron.
What?
Like, I'm sure she's getting money for that, too.
Oh, yeah, sure. But I think, this is a little weirdly inside baseball. So, when your movie is released, theatrically, you get paid on the back end for the, like, that's part of your contract. You get a piece of the box office. So this one, they had to have made a separate deal with her and Gal Gadot. Like, probably the cast in some way. But I'm sure there was a big check for Gal Gadot. There was a big check for...
Imagine...
Because that's why the promotion stuff. Like, you promote your movie. Like, so you can make that more money, so people will go see it.
Yeah.
So this one's, since it was streaming, and their probably theatrical wasn't going to be as big a piece, they wrote them probably big checks for being like, well, this is what you might have made if this was because I think the last Wonder Woman movie was $1 billion movie. So I think that they probably gave her a check for all that money. And so, but this is also kind of like, ties into all the other stuff. While you've heard all the other filmmakers are very mad that their movies are going to streaming, because I don't think that they've worked out those deals yet. They talked like, hey, we want to use your movie as like a big thing to get some HBO Max subscriptions, which worked. Huge deal for them.
Yeah, but it won't keep it. Like, you need... The reason they didn't try that again with Disney...
Right.
...is because Mulan was not a good choice.
Right.
Right? It could have probably been Soul. It could have been something else.
Honestly, I think Soul... Yeah, but yeah, Pixar's do pretty well. And honestly, Soul, great movie.
Yeah, it's a really good movie.
Great movie.
I would have paid for that.
I would have too.
Maybe not $25 or whatever they were charging.
Yeah, but yeah. If let's say I didn't have a Disney Plus subscription and they're like, hey, we're releasing Soul, as like if you sign up for streaming, you could watch Soul. I would have probably done that. The same way that HBO was like, hey, if you sign up for HBO, you can watch the new Wonder Woman movie coming out on Christmas.
Or the Justice League series.
They just... and I saw like the new trailer they released with just a little bit more added footage, and he's Superman in the black costume, and I'm just like, it still doesn't seem like it's going to be that much better. I just really like, it's like, oh, I'm doing all this stuff. It's going to be exactly how the movie I want. And I'm just like, is it going to be like how you want it? Because I don't know.
I would argue that nobody wants to see the movie he was going to make.
I don't, yeah.
I mean, I'll probably watch it to see what his vision was.
Right.
Because I like some of his stuff.
Yeah, and I've already signed up for HBO. I'll give it a watch. It's going to be what, 2 or 4, is it 4 parts or 2 parts?
It's 4 parts.
4 parts,
at least.
Do they have a fast play option?
No. The Scorsese doesn't like that.
Oh, he doesn't?
No.
Well, Netflix has it now, so.
No, he doesn't like that.
Well, too bad.
It's ruining his timing. That was the thing.
Make a shorter movie.
You had to make a 4-hour movie with weird CG.
Yes.
Zack Snyder.
I'll definitely gonna watch it.
He's so proud. He's been touting that his cut does not have a single frame of Joss Whedon's film.
I heard that too, and I was just like,
didn't you leave halfway through, bro?
Well, yeah, I don't know. And who knows what they're doing CG, and who knows what, like... Maybe they can fix Superman's lip.
You know what I want to see? I want to see the Josh Trank cut of Fan 4 Stick.
I actually would like to see that because I heard the first
horror movie.
The first part of it seemed it was like, this isn't too bad, and then then the second part
it was bad in the first part.
Well, when Doctor Doom was exploding heads.
That was the first part. There's like an hour and 10 minutes into that movie.
Okay. But I heard that was like after that.
It is a great 2-minute scene.
Right.
That's it.
But I heard the parts like after that were like that was where they did all the reshoots and stuff. No?
No. Well, the reshoots. Oh my god.
I mean, it's been a while. I could probably.
Have you seen it? You've seen the movie?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a big battle at the end of the movie with Doctor Doom and Mr. Fan 4 Stick.
Yes.
All of the other characters are there, but none of the other actors are there. They didn't go back for the reshoots. Only Miles Teller.
Okay, yeah.
And Doctor Doom.
Right.
Himself, Rock'n'Rolla.
Right.
That's who it was?
It was. I love that dude.
Those were the only people who were there, so the rest are all CG. They don't show them, they don't have dialogue. It's just him. It's a terrible movie. The only good part is that scene where Doctor Doom freaks out and murders people.
Yes. I always want to go back and rewatch it now and be like, did I remember this wrong? Am I confusing all the other Fantastic Four movies?
You might be.
I might be.
The Commission's not in this one.
No. Okay. Well then, all right. Then I'm out.
Instead, it is I am number 4.
Right.
I think.
I don't know. And House of Cards lady.
Yeah, the Mara.
Yeah.
And
the Mara.
Adonis Creed.
That's all you need.
Creed 2 Bruise Control.
Oh man.
Still the best name. I'm so mad they didn't use it.
That movie was good.
Creed 2, yeah.
Yeah. Are they not going to do a third one?
They are, yeah.
They are?
They're making a third one now. And he's directing it.
Michael B. Jordan?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I didn't know he was going to direct it.
He's directing it, and it's...
his production company?
I don't know if it's his production company. I'm sure Stallone's still involved somehow.
Okay. I liked his show that he did for Netflix. The, oh man, no, it's, Raising... Oh man, it's going to kill me.
Arizona.
No, I think it's like Raising... Not Raising Simon or something like that, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that are like screaming at us right now and be like, no, it's this. But it was a good show, and apparently they were going to... I don't know if it's delayed now, or I hope they're going to do like another season of it. It was good. Like, he was in it, and it's like a kid with superpowers and like a single mom. It was a good story, a good show. Almost kind of like a Brightburn, but a nicer, not kid as a psychopath. Yeah, Brightburn, which I like Brightburn. Yeah, good job.
No, definitely a Creed 3.
Oh, I'm glad because I know, is he going to do another Rocky movie? Somebody had said that Stallone was going to do another Rocky movie.
I don't know, man. His last Rambo was good.
He's got a
maybe.
Yeah, and I think he has like a superhero movie coming out too.
Oh, that's
okay. Yeah, no, I hopefully he won't try to make another Rocky movie. Raising Dion. That's
the name of the movie?
The show on Netflix, and hopefully they'll do another one.
Yeah, I like Michael B. Jordan a lot. I think he's talented.
Yeah.
We'll see. Creed will be great. It has to be better than Wonder Woman.
Yeah, unless there's a wishing stone where Creed makes a wish and brings his dad back, but in somebody else's body. Couldn't have done that different. The one, besides the beginning sequence, the after credits thing I did like.
Oh, that they brought back Linda Carter?
Yeah. I was like, oh, there you go, Linda Carter. Good old Wonder Woman. Original Wonder Woman.
Nah.
It was a nice little nod.
Yeah.
Boo.
I mean, it was fine. She was there.
Yeah.
That's not a post-credit scene.
Yeah, it's not really a post-credit scene. Unless she's the villain in the next Wonder Woman movie.
You know what would have been great? If
Yeah.
she said, I'm whatever the character's name is. It starts with a P, I think, right?
Diana Prince?
No. Her character.
Oh, Persephone? No.
It's not Persephone, but it sounds kind of
It's
like
something along the...
And then she took a gold piece of metal and decapitated somebody. That would have been, oh, wow, what's Wonder Woman 3 going to be? Not, oh, Linda Carter's alive?
Yeah.
In more ways than one?
Yes.
Literally, they picked a character you thought was dead to be played by an actress I could have believed was dead the day before I watched it. If somebody had said to me, is Linda Carter from TV's Wonder Woman alive? My response would have been like,
Have you not watched Supergirl? She's the president.
No.
Have you not
Tim,
watched Sky High?
Has anybody watched Supergirl?
She's the principal.
Sky High.
Yeah, that's right. Sky High.
For the audience at home, Tim, that have never heard of Sky High.
Oh, they have heard of it. They know the Kurt Russell. That's right. Kids in the Hall actors. Dave Foley.
You're not making it better.
Oh, I am making it better.
Dave Foley would show up to a decapitation video from Al Qaeda if they paid him $1,000.
Not a chance.
He would.
Not a chance. 2,000. No.
I'm
But
pretty sure he was in the Postal movie.
Was he?
Yeah. Directed by Uwe Boll. So he would show up.
I don't know. He did Blast from the Past. Come on.
Exactly.
It's a huge movie.
Was it?
No, but...
I remember Christopher Walken was in it.
Yeah. But what's it? Ramona Flowers was in Sky High. There's actually a lot...
Ramona Beezus.
What's her name from The Flash was in it? The
You're
guy
reaching.
from Super Troopers was the bus driver.
You're reaching.
Oh no, I'm not reaching. What's his name from Community, who played the principal? He was in it. Yeah, a lot of good people were in that movie.
Tim, you were able to name 3 of them. The rest were
Kurt
guy
Russell?
from.
That is not nobody. Star-Lord's father.
Id or Ego. He was Ego.
He was also Santa Chronicles.
The only Santa I know is Mel Gibson.
No, I'm sorry.
The Fat Man.
The Fat Man. Did that come out?
No, well, I think it came to On Demand.
Oh, okay. That's a good place for it.
I would like to see it. I demand to see it.
I do want to see, what's his name? Bob Odenkirk's new movie. Have you seen that? It's,
Oh, I'm sorry, no.
It's basically like...
Audio.
Bob shook his head. It's basically Bob Odenkirk is John Wick. It is...
Bob Odenkirk.
Yes. It's kind of like... I was kind of surprised too, but it is kind of that thing. It's like... It's a mix between that and Taken with like Liam Neeson, where he's like a retired agent or whatever, but he kicks a lot of people's ass.
Butts.
And I think the movie is called Bob Odenkirk. Better Call Saul.
It's called
being a BA.
Better Call a Bambulance.
But you haven't seen it? Like,
No,
you should check it out. It's right up there with that trailer I sent you of the Colonel Sanders movie.
Well, one I think is probably meant to be serious.
Yeah, the Colonel Sanders movie. Which, by the way, who's ever running KFC's marketing is genius. Have you seen
Their video game console?
the console? And I thought, like, oh, that's a joke. That's funny. But no, legitimate console. I looked up the specs for it, and I was just like, that is actually a decent game system. It would seriously, like, you could play Apex Legends on that,
could cook a chicken.
and you could cook a chicken, and I'm just like, what is this world? What is this world? What is this world?
That's what you do when you need to do something wild, man.
KFC, man.
Well, Popeyes was kicking their butts with their sandwiches.
Yeah. I guarantee you, I think the console came out at Christmas. I guarantee you cannot get it.
No, probably not.
It
It's
is
too greasy.
Yeah. No, it makes
Keeps slipping out of your hands.
fried chicken.
Yeah.
Mario Lopez Says so. Mario Lopez as the Colonel. When I saw that, I was just like, Hallmark? Really? And actually, it was probably one of their better movies. He's got a secret recipe.
It's wild.
It is wild. Yes. So Wonder Woman 1984.
Disappointing.
It had great actors. I have to say, Mandalorian was going for it. Like, every scene, I was like, that dude is not holding anything back. That dude left nothing on the table, acting-wise.
Not great.
Not a good father, though. No. Terrible father.
Nope. Bad father.
Really bad.
Bad movie.
It had a few good moments, but
bad plot.
Need a second rewrite. Maybe just bring Steve Trevor without having him take over somebody else's
Maybe
body.
Don't even have him in the movie.
Yeah. Or have like a new love interest. Like, I was just like, oh look, it's the great grandson. I would have forgiven that rather than like, oh, Steve Trevor possesses a person who can't consent. Yeah. All kinds of stuff. Eating Pop-Tarts, dressing in parachute pants.
Yeah.
So many bad things. But a few other things we want to talk about.
We could do the one. I think the one, yeah. Substantive enough.
Yeah.
We're going with it. I'm using that word.
Okay.
Substantial enough.
Yes. So, CyberPunk 2077 came out.
Did it?
It did.
Did it? In case you didn't pay attention to the news.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Some people were, like, chomping at the bit. They've been waiting for this game for a long time. The demos looked good.
It was announced on, I think, in the days of 360. I want to say it was.
I have to say, yeah, probably. And I think the original trailer was so far before. Like, they were just, like, kind of... It made no sense to kind of, like, even show it. But I was just like, all right, that looks great. And then 8 years later, I don't even know how long it took to develop it. It took a while.
I would say it's still taking time.
Yes. And they put it out, and the reviews are kind of like all over the place.
They're not. The reviews were a little bit all over the place before they came out.
Right.
Do you want to know why they were only a little bit?
No, what?
Oh, man. What? So, review codes were given out.
Okay.
For PC.
Oh, okay.
None of them were given consoles.
Alright.
It gets better. If you did the review code and you wanted to be allowed to review this game in advance, you know what you couldn't talk about?
What?
Anything they said you couldn't talk about. It gets better than that. Do you know that none of those reviews were allowed to use their own footage?
Really?
Video reviews were given B-roll supplied by CD Projekt Red. Ooh. Yeah, that's rough.
Ooh.
That's rough. Do you know what CD Projekt Red was saying a year ago?
No, what?
And their publishers were saying, wow, the last gen looks a lot better than I ever thought it would.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? It doesn't. Wow, this game's done. I don't know why we're even delaying it again. No, it's not. Hey, guys, we're not going to have crunch anymore. Like, we're totally not going to make our teams work 80, 90-hour weeks. While they did. They still did it.
Yeah.
They kept it up. And they while they're interviewing, saying we're not doing that, it was happening in their offices because their games weren't done.
Right.
Okay, so let's talk about what happens in this game.
Okay.
All right. It comes out. If you play it on PS4, it hard locks your console sometimes. Oof. So, let's power it down.
Ooh.
All right.
That
Xbox One original, yeah, it's glitchy as heck. Stuff will disappear. You may or may not just fall through the world sometimes. Whatever. It's a thing that happens. It's the future, man.
That's right.
56 years from now, you may be falling through the world. You don't know.
It's true.
All right. Then you get to, like, the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X, which are the high end of the last gen.
Right. before we get into PS5 and the next Xbox.
Before we go, well, we'll say what happens in these. They're glitchy.
Right.
They sometimes freeze. Better than original.
Okay.
But guess what? Do you know which versions are out for next gen, PS5 and Series X? 0. The update isn't out yet, and it might come out this year, maybe. They just said that yesterday. And that's a month into this game's release.
Oh, this year? As in 2021?
As in 2021. That's a month after this game came out. It came out December 10th.
Yes.
All right?
Wow.
They said we might have that. We might have that patch out this year. We're hoping it's on our roadmap. They put out a roadmap. And I'm going to draw this roadmap for you because you're not going to believe it. All right?
I'll describe this.
All right. So it is a straight line.
Okay, straight line but roadmap.
There's a line here, and a line here, all on the left side.
Okay.
You know what these say? Updates.
So basically, Bob drew a line, and then there's like 3 little lines that kind of like form to a word that says updates. Then further down, he's made another line, and that says...
Next gen. All right, and this is way down the line. Now, there's a big gap in between.
Okay.
Probably for the updates that will fix the updates.
Oh, my God.
And then at the far end of the line, right after next gen, it says 2022.
Okay.
And that's it. That's the roadmap to fixing this game.
Oof.
Hey, guess what?
Yeah,
CD Projekt Red, until this point in time, was known as the gamer-friendly company.
Yeah, because, they put out those Witchers, and those Witchers did really well.
Yeah.
But I think that's the thing, is nobody was demanding, or, like, after, like, The Witcher came out, they were like, oh, well, now we pay attention, and now we want the CyberPunk 2077.
You know what?
Keanu Reeves is in our game.
You know what people would have been okay with? Some would have been mad.
Yeah.
Finished product.
Yes.
Delayed.
Right.
Like, finish it.
Right.
Don't put it out. The worst thing you can do. We've not learned this before, I guess, from Anthem and Fallout 76 and No Man's Sky and, like, the history of games.
Right. Everybody, like, it's... There's so many games that if they would just delayed it a little bit longer, it would have been better for their launch. But it's just like, I get that they're like, these are companies that they're not into. I want to make good products and, you know, people happy with games. They want to make money, and they know that they'll get at least most of their money back by releasing an unfinished product.
Yeah.
Than delaying and not getting that extra money in that quarter. Because that's all they think about.
Do you want to know my experience with this game?
Sure, I'd love to.
Okay. So, first thing you do, you create your character, right?
Okay.
And I'm playing this, mind you, I'm playing this on a Series X and not a PS5 or 4 or an Xbox One. So it's like the newest console.
Okay.
To play it on. And it's the ideal one. It's the one that's attached to all the marketing.
Right.
Aside from PC.
Right.
I started up. You choose your origin.
Mm-hmm.
I chose whatever it is, like the equivalent to like Mad Max. Like I hang out in the deserts.
Okay.
So it has a different opening for each origin.
Okay.
You do the first mission, you get to the city. And then it's just non-stop notifications about stuff you can do. Hey, guess what? Hey, guess what? Pace yourself.
Right.
This game is like 1,012 hours long, supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped playing it because even on next gen,
right,
or current now, it's glitchy as hell. I had a mission where I was supposed to like make my way out of a factory while hundreds of people are shooting at me.
Right.
Hey, guess what? The bullets sometimes don't hit. Fine.
Okay.
Fine. Sometimes there's enemies you can't kill that are shooting you because you haven't gone through a doorway that they came through. And if you go through that doorway, you can kill them.
Right.
But if you're not to that doorway yet because you've been fighting the other enemies in the environment and you're trying to do it stealthily.
Right.
Or not get shot.
Right.
Guess what? they can just shoot the crap out of you and you can't hurt them. So I had to race through this doorway to try and avoid it. And then I turned around and shot the guy. And then I could damage him. What? I haven't even gotten to Keanu Reeves. Like, I stopped playing it because it's beat. It's rough. And it'll get better. And when they put out a patch that says, hey, this game is almost done,
yeah,
I'll start it again.
Yeah.
But then on top of that, like, when you get to the environment, don't light my phone up when I don't even know who these people are and say, oh, I need you to go here and hunt this guy. And then every 2 seconds while I'm driving, this same lady comes up on like a video on my screen.
Right.
And she said, oh, there's this person here that's wanted. And then you drive another mile, and it's this person here that's wanted. I don't care anymore. I'm not... Oof. Do you see I'm ignoring you?
Oof.
Imagine if you were just driving through town and somebody just kept calling you over and over to give you a task.
Right.
I want to immerse myself at least a little. How about you give me 2 people to kill?
Right.
Right? Or bring in.
Right.
And then you stop talking to me. Until I choose to do that, pace yourself.
Wow.
So it's that, and then it's like the cars, like everything looks bad. It looks... Up close, the characters don't look bad when you're in an isolated environment.
Right, okay.
But when you're driving through the streets, it looks murky. It looks like Watch Dogs on 360 looked.
Oh, okay.
And Watch Dogs on 360 was a problem.
Right.
Not Watch Dogs on 1. Like, on 360.
Right.
It's bad. It's, like, really bad. So, no. I won't be continuing that for a bit.
Yeah.
But Hitman comes out next week.
Okay. And have you... I mean, is there any multiplayer?
Yeah, that's after Next Gen update on the roadmap.
Oh, okay.
I think that was confirmed as 2022 now.
Wow.
Hey, guess what? You can't make your game a platform if your game doesn't work.
Right.
Right? Imagine if... It's a great example. Justice League as a movie didn't work.
Right.
Right? Imagine if they took that Justice League as a movie that nobody liked, or Batman vs. Superman. That was widely more hated.
Right.
Okay. And then they said, you know what? You can buy our books and video games and soundtrack and all this other stuff, all these t-shirts, after you see this movie. While you're in the theater. You want to buy this? Do you want to continue watching this movie? Would you like to know more? No.
No.
I don't. Can you imagine if there was just a shirt that said Martha?
There is a shirt, I'm sure, that says Martha.
I need that shirt.
I guarantee you there's a shirt that says... If there isn't, I will make a shirt.
Who's Martha?
I will put it up on the marketplace.
How do you know that name?
Yeah. Because it's everybody's name for their mother. Martha.
CyberPunk. Imagine saying... You can't use your own footage for this.
That is some very murky stuff, and they knew obviously they knew that it wasn't ready.
Oh, I didn't even get to the best parts.
Okay.
They put out a statement about maybe a week after it came out.
Okay.
Maybe it was more. I don't know. Maybe it was less. Where they said, guys, we know it's rough. You know what? You bought it digital, or you bought it from a store. Just take it back. It's our bad. PlayStation, Xbox, they'll give you refunds. Hey, guess who you need to ask to do that?
Ooh.
Do you know who you need to ask to do that?
Ooh, buddies.
You need to ask Sony.
Yes.
And you need to ask Microsoft.
Right.
And guess what? You know what Sony will do? Sometimes they'll help their customers. You know what else they'll do? Pull your game from their digital marketplace, you idiots.
Yes.
So try and recoup that money now on your broken game.
Right.
Because they did that. They pulled it completely from the PlayStation Store.
That's bad. That was like Warner Brothers version bad.
Dude, you can still buy Legend of Black Tiger from the Sony Store. And that is somehow worse than CyberPunk.
Wow.
They didn't pull No Man's Sky when that came out. And those guys actively lied about a game as well.
Yeah.
I know who Sean Murray is. because of how bad No Man's Sky was.
Right.
I'll never forget that name. The same as I'll never forget Todd Howard because of Fallout 76. Thanks, Bethesda. Oh, good. You want to announce a new Indiana Jones game, Bethesda? Cool. Interesting choice to put machine games on it. I know what you're thinking. Indiana Jones? I'd love to have that be the guys that made the Wolfenstein first-person shooters and almost nothing else.
Yeah.
What? And Quake Arena.
Yeah. I mean, not that those are bad games. I mean, they're fun games. Like,
Sure.
the Wolfenstein games are fun games.
You know what makes sense for Indiana Jones? A third-person action adventure.
Oh,
in the vein of Uncharted.
I was just saying, I played a great Indiana Jones game. It's called Uncharted. And all of the Uncharted series.
And Tomb Raider.
And Tomb Raider. Especially those new ones. They did a good job.
Just like putting a first-person shooter team in charge of Star Wars, probably not a great idea. It could turn out fine.
It depends on the game they're trying to make.
You know who was a good decision, though? IO Interactive, the guys that make Hitman. Did you hear what they're making?
No.
A new James Bond game.
Oh, that is the guys I would want to make a James Bond game.
Yes.
Absolutely. 100%.
Their main character is known for wearing a suit and having a pistol with a silencer.
Yes. And sneaking around.
Yeah.
Not so much known as doing it with ladies or driving an Aston Martin, but you know what? They can figure that out.
He can do that. He can drive a car.
Okay. Well,
Maybe
then he's good to go. Then he's good to go. All they need is just scanning Daniel Craig's head. Actually, if they made this like the old GoldenEye game, if you remember that,
yeah,
where you had all the old villains in there, I would definitely get that.
I don't know what it's going to be. I just know that it's IO themselves and nobody else, and they're an independent team. They're not owned by they used to be owned by Eidos.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or Eidos, I think, or Square Enix. It was one of the two.
Right.
And then they were released after Hitman 2016.
Okay.
And they said, well, you know what? That's fine. We'll find a publisher for Hitman 2. So they found Warner Brothers. Hitman 3 self-published. Nobody else is doing it. And then they were like, you know what? Let's work on this. Go get GoldenEye or James Bond.
Exactly.
We're going to make this game.
Yeah.
So more power to them. And you know they're going to put their effort in because nobody's pushing them.
Yeah.
Like, they're doing it on their own. Like, they'll release the right game at the right time.
What I'm saying is, give me Jaws, give me Odd Job. Let me throw a bowler hat at people.
Any of that.
I want that. Just let me chop some heads off with a bowler hat.
It's never going to happen.
And they did it in GoldenEye. I mean, come on.
It won't happen in this. It's going to be a stealth-based action game.
But I'm just saying, maybe you throw in a multiplayer?
Nope.
Let me play it in the multiplayer.
Don't.
Let me have Bond versus Bond versus
Please
Bond.
don't make
Let
him
me
do
have
that.
Dalton versus
curse
Bronson versus Connery versus Craig versus
I'm praying this doesn't happen.
Honor Majesty. What was his name? Majesty Reserves.
Oliphant.
No, not Oliphant. There's more, and what was the other guy?
Oh my god. The least respected James Bond.
Yeah.
Lazenby. George Lazenby.
George Lazenby. Give me a Bond match. It'd be amazing. You know, I found out recently that this is a weird bit of trivia and doesn't really tie too much in this, but Adam West was originally offered James Bond. He met with the Broccoli's, and they were like, "What do you think about being the new Bond after Connery?" You know what he said? He said no. He said Bond should always be British. Just throwing that out there. I have no reason, but give me Adam West, give me Roger Moore, Sean Connery.
So you want Adam West in your Bond game?
Yes, I want Adam West. I want all the people that got turned down. I heard Tom Hiddleston, Hugh Jackman at one point.
Hiddleston would be good. I think he might be too tall though.
Yeah. If you see like the new Loki series, there is a scene in that where he's, the craziest thing this Loki series is going to be. But there's a shot of him, in I believe the '60s, and he's in like the suit, like coiffed hair, kind of looks like very Bondish at one point, and jumps out of an airplane with a parachute and a bag full of money. It looks, whatever that Loki show is going to be, it's going to be amazing. Amazing.
Nope.
It will be so good.
No.
I can't wait.
No idea.
I can't wait. Evil Loki. Give me back my evil Loki.
He's gonna be a good guy in this.
No, he is totally evil.
Who's the other guy that's in this randomly? I saw somebody in it.
Oh, wow.
Owen Wilson, that's right. With
Owen
short
Wilson.
hair. That's
Yeah.
what freaked me out about it.
I know.
Like, why is this a
Owen
thing?
Wilson. Yeah. We'll have to talk about the Loki stuff eventually. It looks good. I'm all the stuff, like Falcon and Winter Soldier looks like it's going to be a long action movie. WandaVision looks like it's going to be some craziness. The What If series looks like it's, exactly what the comic books were, which is just taking the things and just changing them a little bit with a different character.
And I guess this is going to be a different story each week.
Yeah, but somebody said it might also tie into the Doctor Strange movie. It might tie into the Multiverse of Madness. Like, this is one of the, him, falling through the multiverse or whatever.
Doesn't WandaVision tie in? Isn't that what I heard?
Yeah, and I heard the Loki the show is going to tie in as well.
When does that one come out? Is that 2022?
What?
Pre-pandemic?
Which one?
Doctor Strange?
Yes.
Okay.
Right now, what's his name? Sam Raimi's working on it. And so, I'm excited to see what he'll do.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing we have to bring up real quick. Michael Keaton's back, huh?
Michael Keaton's back.
Not in that. Did you hear what
no.
else he's in?
He's in the Flashpoint movie.
And?
Oh, what?
Oh, there was something else.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure. I'm 95% sure it's official because they were talking about it.
What?
Batman Beyond.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
If he plays old Bruce?
But the director.
Oh, who is it?
Somebody I don't want anything.
Ben Affleck?
No.
Actually, Ben Affleck's a good director.
This was a good director as well.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if that's fair. I don't think that he's done anything good in the last 10 years, we'll say.
Ooh.
It's a total estimate. It's probably more than that since he's done something good.
Oh, what's the...
Tim Burton.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that why Keaton's back?
I think so.
Really? That seems like a weird... Why not?
Yep.
That's weird.
Because he's never done Future, to my knowledge, aside from Planet of the Apes, and that was terrible.
Yeah. And I did want to see, he was going to do that the Death of Superman, or Superman Returns, or whatever. He was going to do that movie. It looked amazing. It looked crazy, but it looked interesting, at least.
I can't wait for Helena Bonham Carter to play Catwoman.
Yes. Well, there's no Catwoman in
There'll
Batman
be.
Beyond.
She'll be living with Bruce Wayne, acting weird.
Wonder if they'll bring... trying to think who else. Kim Basinger come back.
Yep.
To keep that.
She'll be back.
I don't know why they're going to give him another swing at the bat.
Yeah. I mean, granted, they made money. They were good.
Yeah, actually, I know a lot of people don't like Batman Returns, but actually, as a weird movie that is, I kind of like it. Michelle Pfeiffer is great in it. Danny DeVito's great in it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Christopher Walken, if Walken comes back.
Well, he might be dead.
No, he's fine.
Pretty sure he got zapped really bad.
Nah, he's coming back. It'll be his son. He'll play his own son.
Max Schreck Jr.
Max Schreck Jr. or whatever. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't hear that.
Yeah, that's news.
I'm 95% sure that's real.
Okay. If that's true, I would be... I'm very surprised if they did that.
Because they had said when he was in Flashpoint.
Right.
That wasn't the only Batman movie he was working on.
Oh, okay.
And then that came out, and I was like, ugh.
Ugh. It seems weird that they would bring back
That's
Burton.
the weird choice.
That is like the weird choice. Like, it doesn't... And honestly, it doesn't seem like that would be something Burton would want to do, because that is something that he can't really change too much with and do like his kind of weird sensibilities to it, like he did in Batman Returns. I mean, they kind of got rid of him because he could. I mean, they were like, we're supposed to sell Happy Meals about a movie with a child murder in it, people biting off people's noses. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's looking like it's real. I mean, this is Screen Rant talking about it.
It's, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's something like, if you said Guillermo del Toro or one of those guys, I would have been like on board. But like Burton, man. But we gotta wrap things up here.
Yeah.
So as always, you can find us Precarious Pixels. We're on the YouTubes. We're on iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher. You can, of course, find us all there. You can find me on the Instagrams at Tim Martinek. You can find Bob.
I'm on Instagram at BobJMartin, MARTON, or I'm on Twitter at Martin_Bob.
All right, and there's new stuff coming in this year, so stay tuned.
Bye.
Bye.
To do a little redesigning with us, you can find Bob at Martin, MARTON_BOB, on Twitter, and you can find me on Instagram at Tim Martinek, all one word, TIMMARTINEC. And you can join in us, have some fun, do your redesigns for this week's redesign. It's a lot of fun for us to do this, but we like to see fresh ideas and fresh artists like doing what they do as well. You can also hashtag it Precarious Pixels and we'll find it as well.